Hello everyone. We're going to be doing initial demo for Opus AI 3D Writer. This is tool for non-technical creators. My name is Adnan Yunus and I'll be your host today for this short demo. The demo will go over the basics of what it looks like, how to get started, and what are the different ways we have um, integrated different pieces that we have been seeing on our Discord channel and our socials. So without further ado, I'll jump into it. All right. So this tool is called Opus 3D Writer. This is a tool for, and I'll re-emphasize it because the way the creative industry, or especially the 3D industry, works, like it's almost taken for granted that all 3D tools are for some kind of technical creators. This is not for this is one of our first tool that is designed for a non-technical creator in mind. And when I say non-technical creator, what I mean is somebody who has not gone to um, who has not spent extensive time learning Maya or 3ds Max or anything, right? So that's what it is. As you can see, it's a very simple interface, a dashboard where you see a bunch of projects that are in progress, and then a bunch of projects that you can get started from. These are templates. We're gonna start putting these out, but these will be actually books that are out of the domain or are in open domain, which you can just take and get started from. So you don't have to start from scratch. For this particular demo, I'll actually start from scratch. So let's jump into it. Now again, um, you don't see a lot of bells and whistles, knots. um, I'll wait a little bit because there is a delay. So once that shows up on my stream, then I'll go into it. Okay, I think my stream is stuck. Yeah, I'm sorry, like it's still we haven't gone through everything, so there may be typos. We'll fix it. Somebody can note it down. Okay, so give me a second and I'll try to resolve this. Okay. Huh. All right, no demo can go without a hitch, so I'll try restarting this and see if that helps. Okay, so let's try and go into this again. Alright guys, let's give me a second. I may have to restart the window. It seems like that it's getting stuck on my streaming software. All right, I think we fixed it. So yeah, that's just a stock Jedi temple video. Yeah, I know. I like these kind of I would say sci-fi scenes. So that's my usually my desktop background. Anyway, we'll get back to the topic at hand, which is Opus 3D Writer. So yeah, the streaming software got stuck, but now we're back. So very simple interface. On one side you have the visualization, on the other side you have simple editor. There is not a lot bells and whistles, and we'll go into different aspects of it, but for now we're just gonna start something. So let's say now some of the interesting bits that you may not have seen before is that, okay, I'll jump slightly high. So the interesting bits about the way Opus works is that it's a real-time system. So it's not something that you type something and then you wait for 17 seconds for something to happen, rather than it happens simultaneously as you're typing it, right? So it's a hilly area. If I say, let's say it was a summer day in a hilly area, it's gonna go back and it's gonna change it, right? I can of course change it to say, no, it's a winter day, or I can say it's a winter, I don't know, night. Let's try night. So things will change right away, right? So there is no delay, there is no waiting for, and no guessing the right prompt to use, right? So it's not prompt text, it's actually literary language, how we usually read things in books, right? I'm a big book reader myself, and I write as a hobby. So I feel that this is something that we really enjoy, as in it somehow clicks to our human nature, right? So anyway, let's go slightly further. I'll go back and I'll make it winter day, right? So I made it hilly area. Let's make it spring for now. Let's try making it very, so right now you can see it's pretty up and down, kind of like Tennessee-ish, if you're familiar with that area, but let's make it slightly hilly, right? So now this is gonna just recreate the entire terrain, and it's gonna become less hilly, more like here Austin sort of hilly. We can dive into the scene, go down, go up, and in the future we're actually going to be showing some more interesting things. Right now I'm going to stick to this patch of the terrain, but we can in the next few demos, probably not the next one, but we'll go over how we can create an entire planet and how we can orchestrate it using text, right? Now we'll change the lighting a little bit, so you can see that actually I'll move towards the sun so you can actually see first of all where the sun is. So sun is in the middle right now, right? So it's afternoonish, right? So we'll make it evening. My voice is slightly delayed, so probably you'll see things later than you can hear me, but so I made it evening, and now the sun will be on the other side. There you go. So it went down, right? And the lighting is now on my back, which is usually when I'm doing demos, it's much nicer, right? So let's try something else. Let's say it was raining, right? Now again, the power of simultaneous or instantaneous thing is that you can change it, but you can also see that whether it's setting the mood that you were looking for, right? Or snowing, or it was just like, if you just want to do a little bit of mood setting, nothing too much. So you can see now it's become cloudy, right? Yeah, so what else do we want to show? So I'm not gonna go too much into depth because there's a lot to show, but at the same time we want to keep it simple in the beginning at least. Write something here, things change. When I click on this particular button, the play button, it actually goes into a specific mode called explore mode. The explore mode is something which enables you to move around in the scene, right? So kind of similar to how movie producers, or when you're prototyping building a game, you move around and you try to get into that particular context of things so you can do more stuff. So that's literally something that lets you do that. Another thing we're going to be going into the future is the not player but multi-production aspect of it. So while I'm looking at the scene from the creator point of view, you can actually have other people in the scene elsewhere, right, doing the same thing, scouting. So let's say if you're a studio and multiple people are scouting and figuring out how to best utilize it, that's something that is gonna be possible, right? So multiple people can be in a single scene, and when we go on the large scale, it's actually can be, if you're on a moon or a planet, they can be completely separate on a different location altogether. So it's gonna get pretty mind boggling at that point, but we'll get into it later. All right, so I'll start.
There's a question about contradictions.
Okay, somebody's asking about contradiction. If you and I'm guessing because that question pops up quite often, so I'm not able to read the question, but the guess is that it's about if you write something like if it's evening in the beginning and then you say it is day, which one takes effect?
No, like if it's sunny and still raining, can it be sunny and still
Oh yeah,
raining?
totally. So it can be. It's not. I mean, in the real world, you see this contradiction, or more like, I wouldn't say it's contradiction, but denormalization, right? Things that we are used to, but happen anyway, right? It can be sunny, like it's a normal phenomena. So that's like pretty normal. Yes, you can have all sort of crazy. It's not trying to emulate or simulate the real world. What it's trying to do is give you the creative freedom to do whatever you want to do, right? It's not gonna stop you from coming up with a crazy hypothesis, like it's let's see, right? So I before I did that exact thing, it can be cloudy and it can be winter. So right now I'm below the train, I'll go back up, so because I removed the slightly, so now it became much more. So but I'll do something slightly more. So let's change it, very hilly area, right? So now it's gonna go slightly crazy because I'm applying a condition to it, right? So now it's like almost like Himalayas. That's pretty high, right? So the contradictions are definitely, but another contradiction that can happen, that it can be, let's say, spring but still snowing, right? Of course, like it's not really that infeasible. Like it's kind of like weird, but not crazy. All right, so we're gonna stop the demo here because there's a lot to show. But we want to do is keep on building the community and keep on showing new and exciting things. And I want right now I haven't actually scratched the surface. So we'll go on in the next demo. We'll go slightly more in details over the weather patterns and the lighting conditions and how they relate to some of the static, I would say, assets that can be brought in, and some generative asset that can be brought in. I mean, we'll actually dive into slightly more technical side, even though this is not what we want to do. But at the end of the day, it is a very sophisticated technical tool. So we want to, at least people who are interested in the what's under the bonnet, will talk about it and explain that part. All right. So for any other questions, anything that is pops up, Discord is open. If you haven't have the invite yet, you can put it in the chat, and somebody will send you an invite to your email. But I'm guessing that most of you are already on Discord or Telegram, so we'll see you there. A slight plug at the end. We are our pre-sale is right now open, and that has different tiers. So if you're interested in a specific tier, please go and get that tier. If something doesn't work for you, if you're having a problem, definitely reach out to support at opus.ai, and we'll leave you at that for now till the next demo. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great day.